Hi, friends. Welcome to the Steep Script, a cozy corner for stationery and documenting life one page at a time. If you're new here, I'm Kayla, and this channel is kind of my cozy corner of the internet where I share stationery, slow rituals, and the process of documenting everyday life, usually with a cup of tea nearby. So every year around this time, I like to sit down with a warm drink and really think about how I want this next year to feel. Not what I want to do more of, but how I want my days to actually feel when I'm living them. Today, I'm sharing my 2026 Techo Kaigi, which is basically my annual planner reset. It's the moment where I choose the notebooks that will hold my plans, my creativity, and all the little stories that make up my days. But before we get into all of things paper, I wanted to talk about something quickly. You might have noticed the channel name changed. I recently shifted from K Luxuriate to the Steeped Script, and it honestly just feels more like me. It leans into stationery, storytelling, and the idea that life doesn't need to be rushed. It just needs time to steep, kind of like a good cup of tea. So let me set my tea aside, grab something warm to drink, and let's get into it. For 2026, I'm keeping my system pretty simple, but very intentional. I'm not trying to make one planner do everything. Instead, I'm using four different planners, and each one has a very clear job. One is for media consumption, one is for daily journaling, creativity, and memory keeping. One is for the not so fun stuff like finances, while the last one is for actual day to day planning. First up is my Hobonichi Weeks. This is going to be my media journal, and I'll be using it to keep track of the movies I watch, TV shows I'm into, the music I have on repeat, and any podcast I might listen to throughout the year. I love using the weeks for this because it gives just enough structure without feeling overwhelming. I'm not trying to log everything perfectly, it's more about jotting down little thoughts, favorite moments, or how something made me feel so I can look back on it later. I did want to do a brief flip through because I've already started this since this starts December 1st. I just have a sticker here from AllieRoseCo, I believe. Not sure if it's still available, but if it is, I'll link it below. And then here I created a key. So music, movies, TV shows, and books. I didn't put podcast here because I don't listen to them often. So I figured in the chance that I do listen to it, I can just mark it with a different color. And it's not January 1st yet, so I haven't started this area, but this will be where I mark the pages red. And here's my key that I'm going to be using for that. I did try to keep it pretty cohesive and using the same colors that I use for this key as well. That way I don't have to lug around a bunch of markers. And this is what the monthly is looking like. This looks very chaotic right now because it's a bunch of different colors with a little bit of Christmas washi. But maybe for January to be more cohesive because I was waiting on some stickers that finally came in. So for the month of December, I wasn't sure how I wanted to use this. So I kind of just did a documentation just on one page versus in the weekly area of when I started a new show, when I started a new season of that show, when I started a book, if I went to see any movies. Well, the pink is for the movies that I've seen, and then purple is for when I went to the movies. And then I haven't done anything with these months yet. And then we get into the weeklies here. So this was the first week in my Hobonichi weeks. This is all of the media that I consumed. So the blue is TV shows, the lime green color is for reading, the purpley color there is for music. In this case here, it was just a lot of ambiance on YouTube, like the Christmas jazz one while I'm working. And the pink ones here are for movies. On Sundays, I've just been watching a movie. Well, for the first week anyway, I put a movie on and I created my little collage here that I ended up printing out. I created this in Canva with a template as well. If you're interested in that template, let me know. I'll definitely link it below. I think I can create it as a PDF to share. And then I kind of just did the same thing the following week with whatever I consumed. I created the collage and I've been liking this. I do feel like I might get tired of it, not just because it's not fun or anything. I really enjoy doing these, but it's going to make my pages very thick because The paper that I'm using is just regular printer paper, and it's going to add a lot of bulk to my pages, which I don't mind, but I don't know that I can do this for the whole year that way. Maybe I'll just print out a few of them here and there, or maybe some stickers. But yeah, so this is the second week. The third week was a lot of TV and reading, I guess. I did go to the movie theaters, went to see The Housemaid the weekend that came out. It was actually pretty good for it being an adaptation of a book. Pretty close. All right, and then I'm on this week here. I haven't done the collage yet, but I will do that today and then set that up here. And yeah, that's all I've been doing in these pages. I haven't done anything in the back yet because this is going to start for 2026. So I have everything listed here, my wish list, my TBR, the books that I read, my goal tracker. So I have a goal of 24 books for 2026. I read 12 this year, so we'll see. Actually, no, I read 13 books. So I think 24 would be doable, especially if I'm trying not to be on my phone as much and such, like everyone else doing the analog life. We'll see how that goes. Just some notes here, the TV shows, movies, theater. So this would be for any movies that I watch in the theater or if I go to Broadway or anything like that. And then anything that I rewatched. I'm not counting the stuff that I already documented in December. I mean, I guess I could since it's in this planner. I'm just not sure yet if I want to or not because a lot of the stuff I've been watching has just been rewatches and I don't want to take up that space yet. And then back here are for the albums, songs, and any notes. And I haven't like filled any of these out or labeled any of these anything specific. I just kind of want to leave it open for whatever I might want to use it for in the future. Or if my TBR gets too long for the pages that I set aside for it, I'll have extra space back here to do so. In the back here, I did do a swatch page of some markers, mild liners, highlighters, the Pentel brush sign pens, some fountain pens that I have, things like that. Highly recommend doing one of these because then you can see what your markers look like on the Tomoe River paper since it's a cream color and not just white. Haven't done anything here yet, but I did label these music, books, TV shows, movies. This will be for my top 25 of the year. So if it's something that I'm constantly thinking about, I want to jot it down back here. And then back here, I will check off the days that I have watched TV. And I got this from Paperie Planning. It is her sticker sheet. I got it in the Cafe Misto color. I don't know if you can see that, but it matches these here. And that's it for my Hobonichi week. So I guess we'll move right along to my A6 Techo. Let me go ahead and grab that. Okay, next is my A6 Hobonichi Techo, which will be my daily journal. This one is really my creative and emotional outlet. Some days it'll be writing heavy, other days it might just be a few words, pictures for memory keeping, some washi tape, or even messy ink swatches. There's no pressure for it to look a certain way. It's just a place where I can be whimsical, honest, and present with whatever kind of day I'm having. I did go ahead and decorate the cover. I use stickers from Opal and Fern on Etsy. These black dots here are from Your Everyday Planner, I believe. This sticker here is from Rocky Paper Scissors Co. She released a couple sticker sheets as her first drop for her business that she started, and they're very great quality. I really love them. I also have one back here. Let's see. Yeah, I put one back here. I don't know if you can really see that or not. It's just like a little coffee with a piece of newspaper. Super cute. So for the A6 Techo, it starts in January, but there is an index spot here, which I didn't notice until recently. On TikTok, I saw somebody kind of decorate this and label it index, which is what I want to use this for, is an index. So maybe I'll steal that idea If I find who it was, I will definitely tag them on the screen and below with their TikTok. But I haven't done anything here yet. And then for the month of December, since the daily pages don't start until January 1st, I decided to challenge myself with drawing an ornament each day. This has been really fun, and I'm looking forward to more things like this in 2026. Maybe even keeping up with this, but different themes each month. I'm not done here, I just have 2 more days to do. And I kind of just marked the days until Christmas there. A little bit of deco, nothing too crazy. It did bleed through. But I will say I was being a little heavy-handed with the markers because on this side, it's not as bad. It's only bad with that one, but that red, I believe, was an alcohol marker. So that makes sense why it would bleed through. I wasn't too pressed about it since it's on the 2027 side of this index, which I won't be using in here anyway. Now, this, however, is kind of bothering me a little bit. So maybe I won't do doodling for January. Maybe I'll do like a photo a day to kind of cover that up. We'll see. And then that gives you all of the monthlies there. I didn't do anything else in these, just the December one. And then this here is the turning the page to a new year section. I did create a little vision board here and kind of like the cover page or dashboard, whatever you want to call it, for this journal. So this is just a reminder to myself, soft beginnings, things don't always have to be so chaotic in 2026 in the beginning, everyone is trying to recreate or reinvent themselves, and it's okay to just take a step back and slow down. So January 1st, I will go ahead in here and do some decoration, memory keeping, journaling, not sure what. It's whatever I'm feeling in the moment. Again, I don't want to be too pressured into having this journal be something particular every single day. I want it to be a space where I can just kind of do my own thing with no pressure. But I do want to do kind of a monthly dashboard, I guess, kind of like how I did this here, but something geared towards just January because every month there is that little page, that blank page. So I do kind of like that idea of having a little, I guess, kind of like a little Pinterest board here. That would be another way to say it, but I think that would be really cute to do. Why is that on there? Oh, that should have been here, but okay. But yeah, that's all I did for that. I haven't done anything further. I have some blank pages back here that I did label with the month. So I figured I would use this kind of as a recap. So if there was anything in particular that stood out to me that I want to journal deeply about, I will put it here. I don't know that I'll be sharing the back of this, and I'm not sure how much of this journal I will be sharing in the future, depending if I am very um, heavily writing in it. But I did do this for the rest of the year. So all of the months are listed. And I did create these on Canva and printed them on sticker paper. Again, if this is something you'd be interested in, let me know and I can create a PDF to share with everyone. I did do the colors based on the months of the Hobonichi. So whatever color these months are is the same color that I put the month in, if that's making sense. Okay, so after that, I think there's just like one more, yeah, just a few more blank pages, nothing crazy on there. I'm going to use this page as a swatch page. Not sure what I'll use this for. My favorites. And then instead of my 100, it'd be like my top 25, kind of like my Hobonichi weeks. So 25 bookstores, 25 cafes, restaurants, and shops. I definitely want to spend my money with small businesses in 2026 versus with Amazon and, big stores. So this is a place for me to either jot down the places that I visit or jot down the places that I'd like to visit. Okay, and then this area here is the quarters broken up, and it will be just my best memories. So maybe just like a sentence of whatever is sticking out to me within those quarters. And I think that's it back here. Um, oh yeah, here is a spot for me to jot down something new that I would like to try or something new that I tried and maybe how I feel about that thing. And then for this check off list, similar to the Hobonichi weeks, I'm going to use this for the days that I actually journaled on that date. Not back journaling or anything like that, just the days that I actually journaled, like on the first, the second, third, and so forth. And I do have those stickers from Paperie Planning. I just cut them in half because it was too long to fit in here. And these are for the Hobonichi weeks. She now has an A6 Techo version, but the size of the stickers are exactly the same. So it's up to you. I mean, now that she has the A6 Techo, I would have gotten that so it could fit in here nicely. But when I purchased these for the Black Friday sale, it was only the weeks available. But I got these in the color espresso. I just cut them in half just so they can easily fit in here. But yeah, so that's the A6 Techo. And I did create this myself. I had a Hobonichi Weeks. This was a Hobonichi Weeks size. I just cut it down and rounded the edges for it to fit in here. And this is the pen that I'm planning to use in here. This is the Pentel Calm or Calme, I'm not sure, in the point 0.5. I did pick up another one of these from Your Everyday Planner in a point 0.35 in the pink color. It feels really nice in the hands. It doesn't bleed through the paper, dries pretty quickly because it's just like a ballpoint pen. But yeah, it writes very fine. After the A6 Techo comes my Sterling Ink passport size monthly booklet, which I'll be using to document my finances. This little planner here is kind of going to be my quiet accountability space. It's where I'll track anything that comes in and out of my bank account, income, bills, subscriptions, and everyday spending. And I'll also be using it to keep tabs on any debt that I'm paying off, along with wish lists and financial goals I'm working toward. I really wanted my finances to have their own dedicated space this year, separate from my daily planning, so it feels clear and intentional rather than stressful. And keeping it passport size helps it feel manageable, like something I can just check in with regularly instead of avoiding. So I know here there is a quarterly section for each quarter for you to kind of just write down your goals. So that's something that I'm definitely going to be filling out for 2026. I probably won't show much of this because it will be my finances and I don't feel the need to share that on the internet. I did use it in 2025 as well, and it worked great for me. This month here isn't too much on here, but I did like to kind of make it pretty to look at with my finances and things like that. And then I use the back pages for notes. This was like a bunch of notes on Christmas lists and things like that. So definitely going to do this in 2026. And this is something I feel like I can check in with regularly instead of avoiding since it's so small and easy to throw in all of my bags. And this is in the olive passport cover. And this little charm here is from Hobby Lobby. And then for the more practical side of life, I'm using a Sterling Ink passport sized common planner as my daily planner. This is where my to-dos, appointments, routines, and responsibilities live. I really love the passport size because it naturally keeps me realistic. There's only so much space, so I have to focus on what actually matters that day. It's minimal, functional, and easy to carry around with me, which makes it really grounding. I did start using it for these 2 days here. I do have, let's see. So when you open it, it's just a yearly overview. And then I created that same little dashboard, but I just made it smaller so it could fit into the passport size. And then I created a new dashboard here, quiet plans. This is for goals. I don't know that I will put my goals in here. This is just really small for me. And I don't think that's going to work out for me, but maybe I can use it for swatches or something. This is a yearly tracker area or a perpetual calendar index. Not sure what I'll use this for either, as I'm already documenting the pages that I've read, documenting all my media. So I'm not sure if I want to use this for either like workouts or a period tracker. I guess I could write out my goals here since this is a little bit of a bigger space. And then I wanted to kind of use this area here kind of as a line a day or a space to index whatever was going on that week or that particular day. So I did fill out December. Again, I'm just using this area for any to-dos, appointments, anything I want to keep track of, but nothing related to my finances in here just because I have a separate place for that. And all the deco in here, these are from Your Everyday Planner, and the washi tape is from Taylor Ryan Design. And then this is January. So I did get some stickers in that I was able to use. So this is just all the stuff so far going on. January is a very slow month for me. I mean, aside from my everyday 9 to 5, but everything there. I haven't done any of the other months. I've contemplated whether or not I want to set these up as the months come or set them up in advance. That way I don't feel like I have another task to do. But I do enjoy sitting down and decorating that stuff. And then this is just the first week, so I haven't really done much. Need to do some things before the new year. I have an appointment, the Eagles are playing, so I jot that down. That's really it. But that's what the layout looks like for every week. It's literally just like the layout of the Travelers Company one that I was using, but for my like mini diary. Um, I didn't wanted to move that into my A6 Techo. So that's why I got this size for my planner since I used the Hobonichi Weeks planner last year and I'm now using that as a media journal. And then back here, I created a little dashboard with notes and an index page. I might copy and put another index page back here. That's why I left this blank because there is a lot of pages in this. There are, yeah, 119 pages. Well, 118 since I'm using this as a swatch page. So what I did was I used a label from Paperie Planning. I got these. These are the 2026 Hobonichi Weeklies. I think these are meant for the Hobonichi Weeks, but I kind of like the idea of having it here with the month abbreviated, which is also part of the sticker sheet. That way I can have a bigger to-do list than what would fit in this little box here. I can put little to-dos here or anything I want to buy that week for groceries, things like that. But I figured this would be kind of nice to do. And then I do have that sticker. I got this from Your Everyday Planner. It's a little crate. It fits all of her stickers. So I also threw in my papery planning stickers in here that I got. If I can get them out here. The papery planning stickers are a little bit wider than the Your Everyday Planners, so they're kind of stuck in there. But so I got this to-do sheet. This is just something for me to use to have it as the header there. And then if I needed to buy anything that week, I would use this as well. Or I could put these labels in the weekly section as well because they're small enough to fit. So I got those. And then for the monthly section, I use the monthly font number 2 scripts from Papery Planning. They're very pretty, very small and minimal. So I thought they would fit nicely there for a little title moment. And then I picked these up. These are the mini assorted dots. I wanted to use these for, if there's anything I have that's more than one day, anything I want to jot down in particular, I'll put there. I haven't used this sheet yet. I think I used from her, what's that called? Okay, yeah. So that black one there is from her color palette that she gives you with the order, or I bought this. I'm not sure if I bought it separately or if it came with the order for Black Friday. Um, so I just wanted to see what that would look like. It fits nicely into the boxes here. And then a little eyelash icon for when I have my lash appointments, nail polish icons for when I do my nails, tea, coffee, books, music notes, TV, video game, laptops for editing, appointment little calendar with the time. I got those. Hopefully you were able to see all of those. She has a bunch of icons. I had seen for the planner girls, she was using these in her rings binder and they were really small. So I thought that they would fit nicely in this here. So I'm glad I grabbed a few to try out and I'm definitely going to get some more based on what I need them for. And then I guess I'll show you the stuff I got from your everyday planner as well. Let me just move these things out of the way. Sorry, we're kind of jumping from the planner to this here, but I figured I'll share these here. I got the petite circles from your everyday planner in the color palm. It's kind of a deep hunter green. It's very pretty. The limon colors, so like a lime, like a tennis ball green. I got other dots. Let me see. Yeah, I got them in the color noir, so black. And I also got the curved squares instead of the dots. Wanted to try a more fun color in that, so gonna be using those. I got the pink sugar minimal header to do. This is a color palette of all the colors that she offers. I definitely want to pick up tangerine and santorini next. Those look really nice together. And then I got more monthly headers. This is the volume 2 Luxe monthly headers. I use something similar in my 2025 planner, so I wanted to pick up another one. Payday labels, meeting labels, which I'll use those in my 2026 B6 Sterling Ink Core Planner. I'm not going to share this one on the channel just because it has personal information about my job and um, just things I'm not going to share on the internet, but I'll be using those stickers in there. Birthdays, and these are called the rounded labels. You can even put your own stuff in these labels as well. I believe you just have to add it to like a line when you're placing your order or put it in your notes. Appointment. I got this one for when I am planning on content, recording content, things like that, because I do want to get more in a routine and a schedule of posting. I got this one for movie night to put into the calendars, YouTube, maybe for the days that I'm posting, my bill due labels, and these are called the arch labels, by the way. These will fit nicely into my monthly area. I think these would fit really nicely, in there. They're small enough, so I do like that. And then I got they're titled line clock line. I just think that means that it's just black and white if you get just a black and white one instead of a colored icon. And these are the petite icons. I figured I would use these with my meeting ones that I got because if I have multiple meetings in one day, I don't want to use the same meeting sticker over and over. So, and then, yeah, I think line means black and white or white clear background. I got this for I think for, let's see, what did I get this for? Oh, I forgot. I got this for my junk journaling. So in 2025, I did junk journaling in this. This is just like a regular insert from Traveler's Company. So I did all my junk journaling in here. I really loved it. And I'm very shocked that I did it from beginning to end. So I want to do the same thing, but in this Serica Studio insert. And I figured because these pages are unnumbered, I could use these to number them. So, so that's what I got these for. And I guess since we're showing things, I will show, I also picked up this Kaweco Sport pencil. I mean, I think it's literally like a contractor pencil or something, but I've been loving this to sketch with. It does get lead everywhere though, but I do really like it. I wish it came with an eraser. This is not a new pickup. That's something I've had. I picked this up. This is the Pilot Kakuno, and I got it in the fine nib. I wish this color came in an extra fine. I'm not sure that it does. I've seen an extra fine nib in the clear one. And then again, I picked up one of those Pentel Calm or Calm pens in the pink color. The ink is black. And this is a Uniball 1. I actually got this for free in my Your Everyday Planner order because she took a little bit longer. So she put this in there as like a little apology. That was really sweet. So definitely gonna use that. It's very heavy, so it's nicely weighted. I purchased this one. This is the Jetstream Light. I got an additional refill because I've heard a lot of people talk about this pen and I thought this would be nice in my Hobonichi weeks. I've been using this one, which I got a new body for because I broke this one here. This one I love so much. This is the Ultra Micro 307 Uniball Signo pen. So thin, writes nicely, is very juicy. So I had to pick up another one of those. But I'm excited to try this to see how it is in comparison to this pen. So they're both pretty thin. This one is a 0.5 though, but they said it writes like a 0.38. I think that's everything though. I don't have anything else today. Let's see here. But yeah, so overall, my planner setup for 2026 isn't about being more productive or doing more. It's about paying attention and paying attention to the stories I consume, the days as they pass, and the small routines that make life feel cozy and meaningful. So if you've made it this far, I'm really glad you're here. If you enjoyed this Techo Kaigi, feel free to like the video, subscribe, or leave a comment. And I'd love to hear what planners and journals you're using for 2026. But until next time, pour something warm, open a fresh page, and let your days steep slowly. Bye.